Recently, we've always pushed for African unity, and so it's sad to see some of the things that are happening on the continent. There's no way that any African country can achieve the kind of progress that it needs without working with other countries. We cannot achieve it in isolation. And that is why we passed the African Continental Free Trade Area, so that our people can invest in each other's countries, our people can move freely amongst each other's countries. Ghana is actioning this. Recently, we have made visas to our country for all African passport holders free of charge. So any African traveling to Ghana does not have to pay for a visa. In doing that, we've introduced the e-visa system, which makes it more convenient for our citizens living in diaspora. No longer do you have to come from Middlesbrough or Birmingham to the embassy to come and apply for a visa. You just sit wherever you are and put in the application, and within 48 hours, the visa will be issued. Normally what I say, this links with the issue of brain drain, is that when I go, I don't tell our citizens, come back home and come and work. You must do it strategically. Relocating can be very shocking. I've seen people just pack their bags, I'm going home. And they get back home, and in a year they are so frustrated, that they virtually pack and come back. And so take your time, look for what you want to do when you get back. And you can even start it, and make sure that it is, being grounded before you relocate. And so there's brain drain and there's brain gain. The thing, and this is what I say about migration. Somebody says, why did you come to our country? Human beings from time immemorial have been very mobile. All of us were created in Africa. Human civilization started in Africa. And then our cousins, the British, migrated and came here. The Chinese migrated and went there. Everybody migrated to somewhere else. And people move for many reasons. Some for opportunity, some just want to travel and go somewhere else. And so just as you say, somebody is in your country, you too, your people are in that person's country. And so in Ghana we have everybody. We have British, we have South Africans, we have Sudanese, we have everybody, and we're living together. So I think that it is that diversity, and our elders say, "Yediahoho ne chichiri kru." For those of you who know that, Yediahoho and a chichiri kru, because ahoho come sometimes with investment, and sometimes they come with new ideas that you never thought about. So there will be brain drain, there will be brain gain, but it's to the benefits of everybody.
Minister, on South Africa again, when are we bringing back the next set of Ghanaians?
Yes, so as I have announced, the final batch of Ghanaians in South Africa have all now registered. We have a little above 600. Earlier, those who wrote their names was in the region of 800, but it's clear that we'll have to go beyond that. We now are exceeding 900, but thanks to the compassionate leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he has said that all Ghanaians in harm's way, in distress, who are being harassed, are being dehumanized, we should not leave anyone behind. And our foreign policy is that of compassion, is that of leaving no Ghanaian behind. And so we are going to make sure that all Ghanaians are safely taken out of harm's way. And as I have said, once the safety and the dignity of any Ghanaian anywhere in the world is affronted, you can trust that the foreign ministry, the government of Ghana, will come and assist you. We do not want anybody in this world thinking that Ghanaians are orphaned, Ghanaians don't have a government, Ghanaians are not valued, are not cherished, and so they can mess around with Ghanaians. We will not accept that, and we will go all out to protect Ghanaians and to make sure that the welfare of Ghanaians is safeguarded. So I can assure you that all is set for the next batch to arrive. We're just waiting for the South African authorities to finalize our request for the flight permits so that our chartered jets can move in and bring all the Ghanaians who have registered. And let me use this opportunity to say that contrary to a lot of disinformation, misinformation, and propaganda out there, the vast majority of Ghanaians we have registered. We've looked at their documentation. These are legal migrants. Disregard all those claims that these are people who are illegal migrants. It is not true at all. And we've challenged those who are making these claims to put out the evidence. They have not been able to put out any evidence. Let me also say that what is beautiful about the registration we are doing is that we do it in collaboration with the Department of Home Affairs, the South African authorities, who are there at our High Commission to check for people who they are looking for in their database, people who are wanted, suspected criminals. And so far, not a single Ghanaian is of interest to the South African authorities. So again, this claim by some propagandists, those who seek to tarnish the image of Ghana, that our citizens were lawbreakers, people who commit crime, and people who are contributing to insecurity and instability in South Africa. The evidence does not support it. You have the security officials there with their database, their computers, with their wanted lists, checking fingerprints and all of that. And so far, not a single Ghanaian. So clearly, Ghana is not responsible for any high crime rates or any, avalanche of illegality going on in South Africa. Let me say that I am deeply proud as foreign minister, and I know President Mahama is also very, very proud of our nationals. Ghanaians everywhere they go are law-abiding. They are people who don't break laws. They are people who don't commit crime. They are people who don't foment trouble. And so they have to go and look for really those who they think are the cause of insecurity or whatever instability, even though we must all admit that even if you have concerns about insecurity, instability, high crime, this is not how you go about it. You don't use hatred. You don't take the law into your own hands and pursue people, violate their human rights. And here we are at an African Foreign Ministers gathering. And you've heard us talk about the foundation of the African Union, which is about free movement, which is about African integration, which is about increasing Africa trade. You heard the Director General of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, who, interestingly, is a South African, my very, very good friend, my comrade Wamkele, who I must commend is not being happy at all about all of what is going on in his home country, because really it is undermining his work. We want to increase intra-Africa trade, which has been below 20% for many, many years, and amongst the lowest. It's really the lowest if you look at all continents of the world. We want to trade amongst ourselves. We want to transform our economies. And the only way we can do that is to make sure that we are welcoming of each other. We promote trade. We believe in our products. We form partnerships. And we encourage African entrepreneurship, African ingenuity, African businesses to thrive. So everything that the African Union, the OAU, African integration, what the founder of Sajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, spoke of, that Africa must unite. Unite now or we perish. This xenophobia going on, the sheer hatred for the fellow African, just because they have moved into your territory, undermines everything. It destroys everything. And it makes mockery of what the African Union stands for. And that is why Ghana strongly reaffirms our petition to the African Union. And we have been receiving a lot of support. A lot of foreign ministers who have spoken to me at this summit say that, look, Ghana, we are behind you. We support your petition. It is time for the African Union to discuss this matter, and we commend you for your leadership. So let us hope that lessons will be learned, and never again are we going to see an African take on another African violently with hatred. We should love one another. We should form partnerships. We should come together to achieve the dream of continental African unity. Therein lies our economic emancipation. Therein lies our salvation. Therein lies the opportunities which have eluded the African for many, many centuries.
Okudzeto, I'm telling you, etubaso anu ahye no kura no munkotwe omu nyina amra na fe no munyusu executive order and suspend all South Africa companies for the meantime. Our Ghana ntimu suspend omu a omu nyeska nkotua tax ma aban no our South Africa nti aban be fan serious no ati police agum no ma yere o ma bo Ghana fo na aka no ban because o ma jimi o no South Africa ni aboa bra Ghana betina o free didi me ye wadwuma wasia betina Ghana o kotu gold Ghana for gold nyina South Africa for mo ani etu omgu Ghana ho na omu sande omu emtia ni wia Ghana for emtia ni omu dia network de bia wo yakwa enko auto credit gusu ano ma wia ni nyina emtia for mu ni twa asere nkwasia for nkraman mu wia e free na nwan ye nua no mo mu kroma mono mo bromo but woti Ghana won kankan woti ka me condition mu South Africa ni aboa obi anye ohwe but Ghana ni wo ukuro dia wo dia obebro ne dia kwasia yesu ye o mampanyi ni dwamama kan kika ho obi anye obi South Africa ni onye obi anche obi a onye nipa nche obi a Ghana ho enti suspend you for the meantime omu koso jimi ane yesu atiasi kroma ko bromo om fie minim South Africa for bebre baby om titimi ni om fie address beba am location na my PS kama udifo akwa gwa omu obi atwin kasa alen mo chimisa o bibini nkoa de aboa bi anchen no odabi otani onku bibini India for Pakistan Bangladesh for om nyina gu South Africa obi anko om fie obi anko me manaf ba ko e frɛ no me be se me bɔ ne din because of
obi beka say ne kwa bofu komu ya so are they reversing back to the apartheid days ana
but any apartheid days abrofu no apartheid they can introduce again.
Okay,
but they will have a different form of a regime, which of course it be a no generation no but in no time no the ANC I expose you from time Mr. Mandela free power in 1999 I mean no me say or them for 27 years.
Yes.
And we are seeing sacrificing on the man South Africa. We are now there president 94 up to 99. Now there was little no bit to my let no bit to my and said that time there was institutional gap. The Petuntum and your officer and the Petuntum bank, the Petuntum BPA. And in the Juma no bay and at that time. Now we have to be development, chronic chrono. Abrofone develop ko na wie na wu hia se Mr. Mandela be road e kro no aye road da wie adwuma na aka da ho ni patum se be integrate no no aba be part and parcel of the South African slave also ekimekura ID card ekimekura passport ta ne ma na Nelson Mandela be ko wie ye no na wabre o de mata bom beki dia aka na ye ese employment ese black man no be president no or employment to Wajuma, Mandela and Ness or employment to Wajuma. Tabo Mbeki Bayano. The first step, Tabo Mbeki, South Africa for youth to start to say agitation, say, human and abro from MIN Yano. After Yesusono, Mama Kwanya, Yenye, though, and I'm so laziness, institutional change of employment, Tabo Mbeki and then I did the first in the public, or no Yabe and the first elections, Yabe Tabo Mbeki, or by the first election from 1999, 5 years in 2004. This xenophobic attack started with Tabo Mbeki because they do honor and almost started say, and then at that time, na me no mu, na Ghana ni Ghana for South Africa, no me because apartheid system na ye cry passport ye mpanko. Enti na enya dia Ghana for ho. Na enya dia ayi for Mozambique for no e wo ho too much. Na enya dia na Congo for ho. Na enya dia na your friends Cameroonians and na enya dia Gabonese in Nigeria omo ho. But Thabo Mbeki was able to engineer a xenophobic attack in a different way and one started unemployment. At that time, no, me no me the yanti because xenophobic attack from the started with Mozambicans. Some Mozambique for a Dawson, the call Zambia, and the call Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe quite the Zimzia, it was all along against the frontline states. Yes, Swaziland, Mbambane, and Lesotho. Those were the people who were attacking. So people were wondering, So now where do you feel?
Why?
Meanwhile, no, South Africa, the ANC, are pledged and Gomede, and the Kai Isaka Etienne. They formed the ANC not in South Africa. It was a banned organization and a terrorist organization. Baby, I'm the Kotna Mozambique. Baby, I'm the Kotna Friday said. Zimbabwe, baby, I'm the Kotna Zambia. Baby, I'm the Kotna Malawi. Countries around. And sign a country to say Ghana. Yeah, but my ANC members' passport. And woman did quite. Mandela, except Mandela. Walter Sisulu, Oliver Tambo, Jacob Zuma, Sarah Ramaphosa, Thabo Mbeki, Omina Mozambican passport, Omina Zambian passport, but they were all living in exile as foreigners, but you integrate two of them. And see, one would Thabo Mbeki to be a president, one would have expected himself. Or unionize the entire Africa, especially the frontline states. Because Mozambique be in the border. I'm a South Africa apartheid government and the South African armed forces. Mozambicans 200 because the ANC office war. Abrofono obi antimanyashi. Mozambique for President Samora Machel. South Africa for Ekunu. Our South Africa. Our forest. Abra wako meeting there, Sadat meeting wako because of saying no who's ANC. Almost sacrifice it to any other country. Di kabu. Into characteristics and Thabo Mbeki couldn't see can't the same thing. And Jacob Zuma be used to start the against Thabo Mbeki and vote of confidence because Obaye on pay Juma, on create Juma, on we offensive was holding corruption charges. And only a militant head of the ANC at the time, and no more exile, and where young boy to say Malema Samino, and no Edminia power. Jacob Zuma by the end, Jacob Zuma by a Pan-Africanist. Yes, it is okay. He was a strong Pan-African more than Thabo Mbeki. But also the xenophobic attack. The time, the first term, the second term of the xenophobic attack. And the Thabo Mbeki year one. Jacob Zuma you two times now DNA nana also back on the vote of no confidence also go and Sana Sarah Ramaphosa on the crowd they saw no do because why a white man in a black skin it was only the one near Brofono because go betray ANC blacks at a point and why the white a black pampered baby of the whites it was only the government in the crowd there or near Brofona to the sense that wako we are of the first time in the first 2 years of government. South African police, ECOFA, 4 million pounds on a farm, 2 million euros on farms, undisclosed amount of rand and the good farm. Also, they are then also, up to now, our all facing as we speak, Sarah Ramaphosa, our impeachment. Before then, when the election and them, and we'll also win the election. And impeachment, there's nothing that it can derail and stop the impeachment and then raise the country back of the security to the red alert. Now creating state of emergency as far as security is concerned. Police overstretch, this and that security overstretch, and we're far back. Which something I know Malema crown. I can't want them say you want so the guys or Chimalema. This is a woman for our court. You're indicted, you're convicted, and no
later
Malema as a bait. And officer Malema Diano ain't me happen. Because Muchi Jacob Zuma, I am man 2 years. Jacob Zuma 2 years one graduate holder. Not in she, they are so corrupt that ought in she and also 2 years. The same thing Malema said, if Zuma did not go to jail, I'm not going to any jail. And to only say what the Malema the end or year day or fetch and also pushy xenophobic attack. Madam xenophobic attack anything. What's the Jew Juma? Nigeria need you Juma. Onye Juma say Wababaji office. Onye Juma so Wababaji engineering. Nigeria needs on phones. Ghana need because of the Mayan and Ghana phone. Ghana for Dania. Ghana for a hairdresser. 90% of Ghanaian, meaning bishop or you a bishop. Bishop, Ghana needs. Sorry, Nipa gonna wear hairdresser. Ghana for money in a Juma hairdresser.
Any nails here?
Oma Kenyan, a permanent idea. Oma a mechanics. Now South Africa, you can say, will you quote the said Dansuma? We not South African national background also with my mechanics. They are so lazy to the core. Nasa will be a hopper. No, I bet no coup. Or one to MCF, One Tofia and Farmer. Name of Wabaji Dan, Bache Dan or Kojin Ho, or in South African ho. Or Baji Dan will be them, you be true, them are foreigner. There be when you see come what they call high dine. South Africa for those who with you. South Africa, the woman or ten disco, etna club, Sama, dear Chan, no Sako Street. You people don't work. Nigeria for Abetonku, a year friend said, Abeton phones, Nigerian folk of Fanta, the sneakers, the dish, the Padas edition. That's South African, baby, and Jimmy sneakers. Nigeria for no papa sneakers, China, the back. And our woman South African girls, whom you girlfriends, you know. Almost started so much attacking Nigeria 4 years ago. Almost born in Nigeria for to call Range Rover. Podcast my South African former. Madam, a man who offer Munya Juma. I like a ninja on your any day. South African girl. Madam, I'm a real politician. When you interview, I met one time I'm a friend. Let me hear a politician. I face fact because I'm a real international certified diplomatic consultant. I know the African continent more than my mother's stomach. Therefore, Nigeria for almost what I said last 4 years, then Ghana, I will be almost call Nigeria for areas. Almost target you, man. Or bad Nigeria, need by on him. Almost Chinese from United Kumunia. What is South African food? And if you box a Nyama Omaye, any Nyama Dia Zimbabweans, Dia Mozambicans, Dia Tanzanians, Dia Malawians, Dia Namibians, Apena Bedu Yan in a young Yadiano, Uko Limpopo, and Ako Pretoria, Uko Eastern Cape, Uko Port Alfred, Port Elizabeth Nyadadia. Ghana for Nano, one in a day wait, at the South African Nibaso. Menu, and I'm in the summer young crack. South Africa for Emma, Obia and say Dankat, and yet a Dankat and Umucho. Yenim will be our best South African see a Borasta, you go bridge, will be the woman in here. Ghana in a bay, Nigeria in a bay, Mali for a bay, Cote d'Ivoire for a bay, HM cities go bridge. It is one of our bay, Sardin Ukruma, and Yabiapa so Shambia, and Kamunkonkosia. Now so what shop will be. Now you should Krum, they use local content. Ne fire then fire book for me. South Africa ni gave Yenwa or so be Juma. Madam, a chroma jolu. When me the apostle. When South Africa forget it, airport area, railways inside or South Africa forget to do you know what they are doing here? When South Africa for a chroma, young chroma pay for no man will see. Have you idea? Chroma high profile personality, higher politician, chief executives around the world. When South Africa for my own, what is Obianchi wants them? Obianchi wants them. Resident permit, Omini be betom to Kroma, Waugan and Niba. Namudu Obiaba Mukrum. Now accusing say, or Tokama Ukrumi. No, Bama free of Bontiba, Robert Tokama Ukrumia. And you know the what in Zorawa Habi, Yanshe, AU, meaning so or more power is not yet limited. Moving forward, the dear. And now, because already no one can to say, I mean, and yeah, dear say, bit me I end 2026. It means that there's more to come. Is it about their leaders and what can the African Union also do? A bit me in the way, bit me as well. Minaba, wouldn't be. You need AU, a organization that was destined, established. Dr. Nkrumah, any Kenneth Kaunda, Julius Nyerere, any then the forefathers, yes, AU, the Pan-Africanism was not there. It's not there now. Their time, it was there. Their time, the colonial masters, strong efforts. And now that time, African said, the independence, into almost struggle here. And until Nasa, your friend charter agreement, and Yama OAU at that time, sign. You don't need to find Yajuma because Togo, Okaso, Kosaya, Francis own to sign it, Cote d'Ivoire sign it, Cameroon sign it, sign an English once a year. In 2002, President Kufuor, Tabo Mbeki, President Kufuor, Olusegun Obasanjo, Festus Mogai, and the Muammar Gaddafi, they were the strong and champion. And women see, and I'm so OAU, our Nyaman agreements are Brofuna Miansen, because the colonial regimes now near Fremunchayano. And your young remodifying your friend AU, African Union, in 2002, in a country nowhere than South Africa, Durban, and a Tabo Mbeki in Nassau. And your mammy and son go Africa must have free movement around the across the continent. And to me, no, Sameko Nigeria, Esemiko, Egypt, Esemiko, Omina Sania, Madam Anya Juma, South Africa, Wama is free to any African country. Egypt, Wama, Morocco, Wama, Algeria, Wama, countries we know dear Ghana and Kenya, and I'm say Zambia. And then the third thing is your political, young say. president the power now so me one na for be 40 years not ho obi anka ho asem and the other one say right of stay and right of work. Right of stay ni say the mayor Ghana ni nam ko South Africa. She said the Europeans in here, if Spain, go Germany, you can be a human not or European, who any extra permit. And Jimmy Sumin Timin, Nigeria, and could be a human. As a Ghanaian, Nigeria may be a human. The patch up to today, the right of stay are near human. Free movement, are near human. In the African Union now, I'm sorry to say that it's the most useless organization on earth.
Okay, me per se, you wrap it up on that. Yes, what do you think says, all affected African countries, as so almost started to almost say, South African say, we can equally do same, but a bone and we're in a civilized world that we, as I say, BB in a manner or being one better, but I see it to me a restricted warm to a near maybe and also ever master up. Do you think that's the way to go? Ghana
as a country cannot attack any citizen because your style. Nigeria can say go move but Nigerian senators in Libya catch say match us say yeah attack South Africans who will krum. South African Libya we Nigeria bow the dome the position. The one question answer woman said until say the African countries and I'm starting with my country Ghana. Yen Timin Kase ye expel ambassadors and high commissioners from our continent. We can isolate them diplomatically. Why do we isolate them? Yen high commissioner no Jonas Samria Meno Kase or Tiaka Hadida to put a diplomatic pressure on the government say Ghana High Commissioner were free the chamber no more a diplomatic call. Nigeria High Commissioner were free. Zimbabwe were free. Women have free Chrome. Namunja or Mudian or one young crew because I know many expulsion. You know one year she Yaman in Tahoe. One said diplomatically in first Ghana in High Commissioner Manabaka. On two embassies, which jam a mission or now head of chancellor, secretaries no or engage you more in any way. Okay. Not with the diplomatic pressure and stand AU chamber. Okay. Now a banner, I am the one ya say His Excellency the President. Let me a bold, a move what is called a private bill in the case of parliamentary system or the private resolution according to United Nations. Said the world, the bigger nations, France, America, for in account. Munjin said slave trade is the biggest crime against humanity. Number reparation. He was able to succeed. Argentina, African Union, a member and a key member for these xenophobic attacks. Now you have for a citizen 300 and more to come.
Yeah, it's about 200,000. Yeah.
Yes, Nayan Timin chamber with the same strength and energy. I invite you because Ghana is a key and a founding member and ally. Ghana Timmy call it the same resolution. I call it emergency meeting. Emergency meeting in South Africa for be able to so look. Maybe also be in Nigeria Kata, when in Mozambique Kata, when in Malawi Kata, why what is called lobbying among yourself. When you move chamber in South Africa by and no be sorry done any then the African Union president would tell them say there are about 80, 60, about 20 countries will isolate you. And today I will come from. No matter turning the table to more isolation from the African Union. Of course, solve the issue. No man and yes, Obianian ambassador. Okay. Money, and Tonya idea. You hear the likes of Terra Ramaphosa said, or condemn na Yamwa and Bob Wyan. Minaba, Unia Chiefo. A runner was starting the activism. One young man was starting and Pacho Yachino. Debbie.
Enya the gut to tell us yes Ghana for yes escalate the way I see canon and yes
Malema me personal friend many your close many Professor Lumumba and Obi and Chimi Frank Obi Nigeria we are very close near any Malema Bay program be time at third force Mr. Chedanan Koye near man political into Madam Arekana Obai Professor Lumumba Ebai, Timmy Frank by, Obi by, the Awama Malema, that I know Yare. So I know him personally. We have spoken. Yes, why a very Mahuni statement, and even this one I tested, I couldn't get him. Say, look, Malema, I know you're in effect. yes, one they were condemned from day one. I can't see the minute can say. ANC government of Ramaphosa with Jacob Zuma and all the ANC government except Mandela and no use the xenophobic attack against foreigners, as a means to prolong power or for their political your friends mischiefs. Name to go ahead and say Ghana is exaggerating. Name Kagana and China. I'm yet to find out from my good friend Malema said, should we wait until say national television Nipajina ho near Obasu no Bijaba at the Bon we are born to say now we should wait near diplomatic table. When has any diplomatic table solved the issue of Palestine? When diplomatic table has ever solved the issue of Congo? When the diplomatic table has ever solved the issue of South Sudan, any the entire Africa? There's no diplomacy when it comes to resolution of a matter. We take action. And on that one, I salute the president, the foreign ministry for taking bold initiative to bring the Ghanaians. It's not our wish, but we can't leave our citizens being slapped, beaten in a glare public. Abra police in Nigeria, near Babaka diplomacy. Now you are several team, near several meeting. More by a catch them say dress code, black and white, yes, and black suit, red tie, and blue tie to identify which of your table you are sitting on. Nobody is prepared for that diplomatic solution. You will see can never form young formula. Yeah, attack you. Name of my dear Ghana government. One Jimmy Shamu and answer on your I ain't too late. On recalling the mission. The mission. To work for citizens or Hodia. You top it up by bringing your high commissioner. Okay. Who close down the mission. One for high commissioner now in Kwasu. I want your share. Okay. That is how it is diplomatically. Okay. Yo, Farouk, my men now was in for we see I'm a permission about Wakache Naya Dinko Mobile.